Imprisoned for Love, Miss Leilani van Rheenen, Imprisoned for Love.
I had been living mostly happily in Turkey for 11 years, but suddenly everything started to change very fast before I could even realize what was happening. It started when I applied for a long-term residence permit, which would allow me to live and work in Turkey indefinitely for the rest of my life, if I wanted. And I earned this because I had lived in Turkey for 8 years. So I was very happy that there was a law that applied to me and was in my favor, and I applied for this permit. And till this day, I have never received a response about this permit. And the problems started when I started to leave the country and come back into the country, and the border guards were saying, "Where's your permit? You've overstayed. I applied for it, it hasn't come yet." "Well, you need to go and get it." So I was paying a fine to come in the country and paying a fine to go out of the country. And at the time I was going back and forth between Turkey and Europe, and I just got used to, coming to the border and paying fines for no reason except that I had not received a reply from the Turkish government. But one time they said, "We are only allowing you in on the condition that you get your residence permit." Okay, I will try, as I have been for the past year. And nothing, there was no answer. And when I went to leave the country, they said, "Since you are leaving without a permit, you are banned for 3 months, you can't come back." At the time, I said, I don't want to come back to this country anyway. I'm fed up. But around 1 month in, it started to hit me, because I was in love. And I wanted to see my darling, and the only way that I could see him was by coming to Turkey. So I said, well, I've managed the Turkish border guards before, I always pay some money, get in, there's always a way, in Turkey, nothing is definite, right? So let's go. Besides, I have 2 passports, I have a Brazilian one. I will use this one instead. I'm sure they won't know. As soon as I got there and my name showed up on the screen, Leilani van Rheenen, Leilani van Rheenen. I was sent over to talk to somebody else, and he said, "You are banned from this country, and you're getting on the next plane back to the Netherlands." No, on the same plane that you came in, you're getting back on that plane. No, I can't get back on that plane. You don't understand. It's not my fault that I got banned. It's because I didn't get the permit, which I was supposed to get. We don't care. Stop talking. This is the Turkish Republic. We do what we want, and you are an unwelcome visitor. Get back on that plane. No, I refuse. I'm not going to go. I'm going to call the consulate. I'm going to call my boyfriend. Somebody has to have an answer to this. You're going to end up spending the night here. Sure. I need to find a solution. Of course I'm going to spend the night here if that's what it takes. I thought he meant spending the night at the airport. Sure. Give me more time to think, more phone calls to make. Somebody is going to help me. So, next thing I know, they were analyzing my personal belongings, my phone and this, and then they gave it back to me, and then they took me to another room, and another room, and another room, and suddenly I saw some women sitting on the couch. I said, "Oh, here's perfect. I'll sit down, make some phone calls." And consulate can't help me, Turkish jurisdiction. My boyfriend didn't know what to do. He had his pockets full of money. He was ready to pay as much as was needed to get me in, but he didn't know what to do when nobody even wanted the money. So we didn't know what to do. And then I needed a charger. I was going to get out and get my charger. I tried to open the door. I can't. And there's a Kenyan girl sitting there saying, "Where are you trying to go?" "This is prison." And there was one Kenyan woman and 2 Arabic women. And suddenly it dawned on me what was happening. I was in prison at the airport. And I didn't panic. I was sure that there was a solution. So I thought, I'm at the airport. He's at the airport. I'm here just to see him. What if we get on a plane, we go somewhere else and be together and have a holiday? That sounds like the perfect solution. Where does he not need a visa to go? That's a hard question. Malaysia. We can go to Malaysia. So I was imagining by the morning I would be sitting by the seaside and drinking lemonade, and it all started to look very, very good. And I called and said, I'm going to go to Malaysia. You can't just go anywhere you want. You're a prisoner. You can only go to your own country. But please, I need to be with my husband. My husband, sound more official. Let's get permission. They tried to get permission and then said, okay, if you give us your tickets to Malaysia, you can go. Made all the bookings as fast as possible, called Expedia, da-da-da, tickets are done, hotel is done, we're going to Malaysia. I give them the ticket number, but this is going to Jordan. Yeah, there's a stopover in Jordan, of course. Not going to get a direct flight to Malaysia. That's going to cost me like as much as a house. You can't go to Jordan. Later I found out they're afraid of that you get not enter Jordan and then sent back to Turkey, and then I become their problem again. And they want to avoid this. So, no Jordan. You either get a ticket directly to Malaysia, or you're on the next plane to the Netherlands, and that's the only way that you're getting out of here. So I started to give up, and I was crying and just like, okay, send me back to the Netherlands, send me back to the Netherlands. And this story doesn't have a happy ending. I wasn't able to sneak him on the plane with me, but later I came back to live in Turkey, and I'm the proud owner of a residence card. And now, no matter what difficulties we face, we always know we can get through this. We've been through the worst. It'll be okay. Thank you.